There is a profound difference between being financially educated and being financially literate. One can possess a finance degree, work in the upper echelons of banking, and be able to calculate complex compound interest formulas in their sleep, yet still struggle to manage their own checking account. Education is the theory, literacy is the practice. Education is knowing how the engine works. Literacy is knowing how to drive the car without crashing it. As we approach 2026, the complexity of the financial world is increasing, but the solutions to navigating it remain surprisingly simple. The habits that truly move the needle rarely require advanced mathematics or hours of daily analysis. They are small, almost invisible changes that compound over time, transforming a chaotic financial life into a fortress of security. This is not about getting rich quick. It is about constructing a framework of habits, practical, actionable steps that anyone can implement immediately to become outrageously financially literate. Habit 1. The alignment of resources. The first and perhaps most critical habit is the alignment of capital with character, or more simply, matching money with priorities. For many, there exists a silent, tragic disconnect between what they value and where their money actually goes. A person might claim their top priorities are health and family, yet a review of their bank statement reveals a hemorrhage of funds into clothes they never wear, expensive dinners to impress people they don't like, and gadgets that gather dust. This is drift, spending based on what society suggests one should care about, rather than what the individual actually does care about. To fix this, one must perform a forensic audit of their own desires. The exercise is simple but confronting. Write down the top 5 priorities in life. These might include quality time with close friends, physical health, acquiring new skills, or achieving total financial freedom. Once these pillars are defined, they must be compared against the reality of the last 30 days of spending. Almost invariably, there will be a gap, a massive gap. Closing this gap is the genesis of financial literacy. When one flips the script and begins directing resources toward these priorities, investing in books, better nutrition, or the markets, a strange phenomenon occurs. Even if the total amount spent remains the same, the individual feels richer. The money is no longer vanishing, it is fueling a life of intention. Habit 2. The CEO mindset. The monthly review. If a business never reviewed its accounts, it would go bankrupt. Yet, millions of people run the business of their lives without a single board meeting. The solution is the monthly money date. This is not a time for guilt or shame. It is a 30-minute block in the calendar, strictly protected from distractions. No phone, no social media, just the individual and the numbers. This ritual serves 3 distinct functions. First, it is a review of the past. Where did the money go in the last 30 days? Are there patterns forming? Are there surprises that need addressing? Second, it is a check-in on the present. Is the trajectory moving toward those big financial goals? Third, and most crucially, it is about setting the future. But here lies the trap. Most people set 10 ambitious goals and achieve none. The secret is to select just one focus for the next month. It could be as simple as saving an extra $200, increasing investment contributions by a single percent, or cutting takeout orders by 20%. The brain struggles when overwhelmed by multiple competing objectives. By narrowing the aperture to a single achievable target, the likelihood of success skyrockets. This habit transforms money management from a vague source of anxiety into a manageable monthly routine. Quick pause. If you're getting value from this video, help the channel out by smashing that subscribe button right now. It helps us grow and ensures you don't miss future videos. Okay, let's get back to it. Habit 3. The invisible architecture. Automation. Willpower is a finite resource. It is a battery that drains throughout the day. Relying on willpower to save money, pay bills on time, or manage subscriptions is a strategy designed for failure. If a task is boring, the human brain will find excuses to avoid it. The financially literate individual removes willpower from the equation entirely by automating the basics. They build an invisible architecture that operates in the background. This means that the moment a paycheck lands, the system triggers. Fixed expenses and outgoings leave automatically. Investments are transferred to separate accounts without human intervention. Recurring costs for household essentials are put on autopilot. Before automation, one might have great intentions, only to find that life happens, and by the end of the month, nothing is left to save. By making the decision once, setting up the system, the individual ensures that their financial health is preserved regardless of their mood, memory, or motivation level. It frees up mental bandwidth, eliminating the nagging questions of, did I pay that bill? Or did I transfer that money? Habit 4, the compounding engine. There is no force in finance more powerful than time. Starting to invest early, even with small amounts, is the primary driver of long-term wealth. Many wait for the perfect time or a substantial sum of money to begin. This is a mistake. The strategy should be to start immediately with whatever capital is available, utilizing low-cost index funds that track entire markets. This approach minimizes the risk of picking losers and maximizes the exposure to global economic growth. The mechanics of what to invest in are important. Understanding how to accelerate returns, avoiding rookie mistakes, and calculating the freedom number required to live off investments. But the mechanics are secondary to the behavior. The habit of feeding the investment account must be established early. Whether through workshops, self-study, or guided courses, the goal is to gain the confidence to enter the market now, not later. Habit 5. The speed of implementation. We live in an era of information obesity. People consume endless hours of financial content, watching videos, reading articles, listening to podcasts for months or even years. They nod along, feeling productive because they are learning. Yet they change nothing. This is the trap of passive consumption. To break it, one must adopt the habit of immediate implementation. The rule is simple. Whenever a new piece of financial wisdom is encountered, pick one actionable takeaway and implement it that same day. If a video mentions a high-yield savings account, open it before bed. If a podcast discusses a budgeting technique, set up the spreadsheet that evening. If a new investment strategy is proposed, spend 20 minutes researching its viability immediately. Real progress does not happen in the learning, it happens in the doing. It happens when one checks their credit score, updates their CV to boost future earnings, or increases their pension contribution by 1%. These small, immediate actions done consistently are what separate the wealthy from the well-read. Habit 6. Breaking the silence. Money is often the last taboo. People will discuss their sex lives, their politics, and their medical history before they will discuss their salary or their debt. There is an unspoken societal rule that money is private, awkward, and shameful. Statistics show that over 60% of people do not discuss finances with friends or family. Yet, paradoxically, the majority believe that candid conversations are key to financial freedom and building generational wealth. There is a massive disconnect between what we know helps us and what we are willing to say. Financial literacy requires breaking this silence. It involves having real, collaborative conversations with trusted peers, not to show off or compete, but to learn. Imagine asking a friend, "What are you investing in right now?" Or discussing salary benchmarks with a trusted colleague. These conversations unlock data points that are otherwise inaccessible. Most people are actually relieved to talk about money if approached with genuine curiosity, because everyone has questions and everyone has made mistakes. Habit 7. Reframing gratification. We live in a dopamine-driven culture of instant gratification. Food arrives in 20 minutes. Entertainment is infinite. Purchases are one click away. Building wealth is the antithesis of this modern life. It is a slow game that requires making choices today that will not pay off for 5, 10, or 20 years. When one first begins to save, it feels like pain. Seeing money leave an account to sit in an investment fund feels like losing purchasing power today. The brain screams to use that money for immediate fun. The necessary shift is mental. It requires reframing delayed gratification not as sacrifice, but as a gift to the future self. Every dollar invested is buying freedom, options, and security for the person you will become. A powerful technique is visualization. One must picture their future self, not as a stranger, but as a specific version of themselves, 5 or 10 years down the line. What does that person need? What will they thank the present self for doing? When viewed through this lens, skipping an impulse purchase is no longer deprivation. It is an act of self-love. It is recognizing that the future self is just as important as the present self. Habit 8. Investing in the ultimate asset. Finally, there is a habit that looks like spending, but is actually the highest yielding investment available. Spending money on skills. Many people hesitate to spend on education. They hoard cash thinking, why pay for a course when I can find free information online? While valid, this ignores the cost of time and the value of structured expertise. The best asset is not a stock, a bond, or a piece of real estate. It is the individual's own capability. It is their knowledge and skill set. Consider the administrative bottlenecks that plague freelancers and business owners: invoicing, data entry, scheduling. One could spend hours struggling through these tasks, or they could invest in a solution, hiring an expert or using a platform to automate the process. By spending money to solve a problem, like building an AI agent to handle invoices, the individual buys back time and eliminates a headache forever. Every skill developed has the potential to increase earning power indefinitely. Spending $500 on a course that leads to a $1,000 raise is a 200% return in the first year alone, a return that compounds every year thereafter. Whether it is a book that shifts a mindset, a cheap online course, or hiring a coach for an hour, these expenditures are investments. However, this must be intentional. Buying courses to let them collect digital dust is waste. The rule should be, only spend money on learning if you can articulate exactly how that skill will benefit your trajectory. Economies can crash, companies can fail, investments can dip, but skills and knowledge cannot be taken away. They are the only true permanent assets. Conclusion: improving financial literacy is not as daunting as the jargon suggests. It is simply a matter of starting and learning through motion. For those sensing that there is a bigger version of life available, one that requires new decisions and a new relationship with money, the time to act is now. Listen to that voice. Align money with life goals. Make the short-term sacrifices today to secure the long game. Getting money in check is not just about math. It is about changing the quality of life itself. 2026 awaits. It's time to build.